Hello, I am Simulated Irk and welcome back to episode 2 of Simulated Irk Middle Eastern Truck Simulator. Hope you enjoyed episode 1, which came as a result of lots and lots of hard work and map playing and recording, and then not having the right settings, and then finally getting the right settings, which prompted me to do a reorganization of my workflow. So here we are, episode number 2. On the last episode of Simulated Irk Middle Eastern Truck Simulator, we basically went from the north of the map and then we went to the south of the map to Egypt, passing through Syria and the Gaza Strip and Israel, and we started in Lebanon, and we headed down into Syria, into Israel, to the Gaza Strip, and then into Egypt, basically going north-south. Today we're going east-west. We're going to be starting in Iraq and then going through Jordan primarily in this week's episode. Hope you enjoyed the last one, and there's certainly been a massive amount of work being done on this map to make it realistic enough that you want to keep enjoying the map, you want to keep exploring the map. Hopefully the map will be extended. There's not a lot of Iraq, for instance, that's been modelled so far, possibly for obvious reasons. But I'm really enjoying this map. I don't know if I would like it actually 100% true to life. I've been watching quite a few documentaries since the last episode, and true to life in the Middle East, the part of the Middle East that we're in, certainly isn't great, and you wouldn't want it to be 100% true to life. So I'm Simulated Irk. Let's get into the action. We're about to come to you from Iraq. Simulated Irk is not a truck driver in real life. This show is for entertainment purposes only, and is not a commentary about the real life situation in the Middle East. Now, we're going to go to the map in just a moment. Somebody is in trouble. Somebody is in huge trouble, and thankfully, for once, it's not me. Old mate is in a lot of trouble. He's been pulled over by the police. They've unloaded his trailer, and they're taking photos. They don't look very happy, the police, neither does the driver. That is not good. Thankfully that's not me. I'm just up the road just a little bit. Let's have a look. Here's our truck. We only got as far as just after the front gate before we had a program crash. But here's our truck. We've got a whole heap of motor oil on board. It certainly is a busy road, this one in Iraq. We'll jump in, we'll say hello to our navigator Skynet. It's Thursday afternoon, just before 5 PM. 400 miles of driving, 10 hours and 57 minutes is our expected ETA if we drive that far. I don't think we're going to be able to make it without having a little bit of a sleep. If we were to drive continuously, we'd arrive just before 4 AM on Friday. But the way that traffic is, there's a checkpoint coming up. The way the traffic is, who knows?
Turn left.
Hello, Skynet. So I have driven this route before. It's a rather interesting route. You see the differences in Iraq compared to Jordan, for instance. And look at that traffic. Traffic, they'd be all waiting for that checkpoint, even though we know that on this map the AI doesn't always respect the checkpoints. If anything, I'd like to see them stop a bit more at the checkpoints for that little bit extra realism. I always try and stop at the checkpoints, even though technically I don't have to. There's a heavy police presence out there.
Get ready to turn left.
Now we've got 3/4 of a tank of fuel, so we're okay in the fuel situation. We've just started, so our fatigue's okay. Bit of traffic heading from the right as well. Now, since the last episode, I've done absolutely nothing in terms of the traffic situation or whatever. They're waiting for me. Thank you. I have, however, done a fair bit of reorganisation of my workflows and that sort of things. So hopefully I don't lose 11 hours worth of work. Again, you see a lot of truck tyres, burnt-out cars just resting. Got a rest area coming up on the left-hand side. There's a bus and a couple of trucks there at the rest area. You'll see a lot of tyres. The police like to hide behind those tyres. Not necessarily just to catch people out speeding. The last time I actually drove this route from Iraq, I think it's pronounced, there was actually a little bit of rain. Which would be highly unusual in the summertime at least. Or in the dry season. There can actually be in parts of the Middle East, in the wet season, there can actually be flash flooding. Just hiding out there. We're 5 miles over the speed limit when we passed them. They weren't necessarily interested. I presume that could be not regular police presence out there, so if they want to set up a checkpoint, pull somebody over, etc., there's a little bit of cover for them in the tyres. another truck pulled over. Sometimes there's the concrete blocks there as well. Obvious change to the road surface, and it feels different to drive over, and it sounds different to drive over. It looks like they're in the middle of constructing a new bridge. Oh, that's right, there's train tracks here. Probably can't see any trains going over it. Oh, there's some freight wagons. But I don't know how long you'd have to wait to see an actual train. So maybe that's why that bridge is being built to avoid the level crossing. The car thought it was a car in my rearview mirror that thought he was going to overtake me, but I was speeding up, not because he was going to overtake me. I was speeding up because I was just getting my speed back after stopping at the train tracks. There's still some cities that I haven't unlocked on the map yet. Oi, it's a bit bumpy. Some cities that I haven't unlocked yet. But where I'm more about showcasing the different areas, the main routes, the longer trips, and you'll certainly get an idea of what the environment's like. And the good thing, how it actually changes from area to area and country to country. There's been a lot of effort put into make, for instance, this road look different. The police there, the Iraqi police, look different from the police in Jordan. It'll look different from the police in Syria. It'll look different from the police in Lebanon and Israel, etc. You know, the road signs are different in each country. You know, there's been a lot of work put into the road signs and that sort of thing. In many cases, how it's in Arabic and English, sometimes Arabic only. In Israel, how they'll add Hebrew, or sometimes it'll be Hebrew and English, sometimes it'll just be English only, or more to the point, probably Hebrew only. But those languages are really hard as a native English speaker to get right in terms of how they'd be pronounced, how they'd be spelled, how they'd be written. So quite a massive amount of work's gone into things like the road signage and that sort of thing. You know, the border checkpoints, etc., and the military checkpoints. How they too look different in each country. So there'll be a few episodes of the of Middle Eastern Truck Simulator. We'll probably leave it alone for a while, and then when there's some major updates, you know, maybe the map will get expanded in time, come back and have another look at the areas that we haven't explored yet. I am currently waiting on Japan Truck Simulator, Project Japan, to be brought up to the 1.40 standard that we're seeing now on Eurotruck, which is the base map for it. So there's a big rest area there. Oh, somebody else is being pulled over too. And he's getting his truck searched as well. Oops, wrong button. So a huge rest area there. I don't want to rest just yet. It thinks that I'm in the parking lot. Maybe if we find a combination fuel and rest stop a little bit further down, we can. I haven't got the map memorized yet to remember where all those points are. But if I can drive to about midnight, I think it 10 o'clock would be the first point that I'd sort of be aiming at. See at night how the observation points, how some of the checkpoints are lit up by fire in 44-gallon drums. As a main source of light. Definitely got to keep your eyes open. See some lights in the distance coming up. Rightio, Skynet, rightio.
Turn right.
Station. Is there a rest area attached to it? Yes, there is. Alright. So what we will do, we'll fill up. Oh, okay, there's big concrete blocks there. Alright, well, we'll go to plan B. Normally you can drive from one straight into the other. I didn't think this through, did I? Looking like a pretty full rest area actually. So what we're going to do
Okay, let's find a new route.
a little bit of, it's not very legal. So these walls are obviously for the protection of said service station. Oh, I could have driven my truck through that gap. I think. It didn't look big enough to 70 euro cents a litre for diesel. Cheap as you'd expect in the Middle East, being a massive oil producer. 400 litres. Alright, let's see if we can fit through this gap. I presume that's why this gap's there. It's going to be tight, but I think we can do it. Yep, we managed. So hopefully we can go behind the trucks here for our rest stop. Or is it going to say no, you can't rest there? We might have to get a bit further up. Because I don't want to block anybody's way. So let's see, can we park next to the IKEA truck? And will it recognise this as the rest stop? No. Maybe I have to park over here. It recognises it now. I am going to make an effort and park nicely. That's not too bad for me. Alright, we are going to stop the engine. We are going to have a rest stop, a promo break, and be right back. Kings and Queens, here we go. So we're at a medic terminal. I'm assigned the 1228 to West Hempstead, which looks like it is arriving now. Engineering work at Locust Manor means this service is only running as far as Jamaica. Okay, so we have to walk. We have to walk towards the other end of the train. Okay, so we'll get into our cab and we'll close that door. Oh, hello, what are you doing there? Sitting in engineer seat. She's already sitting in the engineer seat. Sit in the engineer seat of the train. You are sitting in the engineer's seat. Am I sitting on the wrong train? Let's see what happens. No, it's not going to let me sit in the engineer's seat. What is going on? I'm the engineer. What's going on? Hello. It told me to go this way. Now hang on. What? Am I even on the wrong train? I could be on the wrong train. Thankfully, I still have a job after that performance. Anywho, here we are. It is the morning. We are 96 kilometres from Syria and 83 kilometres from Jordan. So that'll be some good cover up. Let's get in the truck. Say good morning to Skynet. We are off for our next stage. Since last night in game time, I have changed the units to kilometers per hour. And I've changed it to kilometers per hour. Liters, etc. So I thought about doing that for a while, but I hadn't actually got around to doing it. Now I've done it. That's all good. We've got 8 hours 19 left in our window. About 18 tonnes of motor oil. We're expected, our window is 10:30 Friday to just after 5 PM Friday. It's now 9 AM on Friday, so we're running well. 6 hours of driving remaining, but it is all daylight driving now.
Keep right, and then exit right.
It's really weird. If you go straight ahead, you'll be going into Syria.
Exit
turning right, you'll be turning into Jordan. That, as an Australian, really spins me out. If you go one way, you go to one country. You go to another. You go another way, you go to another country. Doesn't matter what the countries are. It's just really weird for me. Bridge fell down, or was knocked down. So we're being diverted around part of the bridge that fell down. So that's cool. Compared to when I first started using Euro and American Truck Simulator, there weren't events like that. But now there's a lot more random events. Is that a fighter jet? There's a lot more random events now that are traffic related, such as roadwork, such as that bridge that had half fallen down and was blocking the road, so we got diverted. You know, a new bridge under construction, so you get diverted to the old bridge, you know, that sort of thing. You know, having police on the side of the road with random vehicles pulled over that we've already seen twice in this episode. I haven't seen a fire truck model on this map, but there's been a few firefighters, sometimes with police present, sometimes with a helicopter. So it's interesting that they haven't seemingly modelled fire trucks, whereas in other versions you'll probably see fire trucks. So rest area off to the left-hand side and a U-turn bay, which will be really handy. So we're coming up to the border with Jordan.
Go straight on.
Thank you, Skynet.
Recomputing.
It's alright, Skynet, we're good. So we're leaving Iraq now. Oh, we're so close on the right hand side there. It's a very narrow lane for a truck. So we've left Iraq and we're in the... Oi! He crashed straight into me in the rearview mirror. And I get fined for it. That's rubbish. That's rubbish, that is. Who do you report that to? You're in no man's land. I'm just left Iraq. We haven't got to the Jordanian side yet. We're sort of in no man's land at the moment. Crossing Jordan. Alright, we're good to go. there's never been a situation where it hasn't been good to go. So we can see on the right hand side a Jordan flag, American flag, Iraqi flag. Yep, make sure I am going the right way. Turn our navigation back on. – 4.5 hours to go. But the driving in Jordan's a lot easier. The roads are in better conditions than they are in Iraq. So I'm glad that I got to cross the border in daytime. So we'll be okay with fatigue, we'll be okay with fuel. As long as we don't muck around, as long as we don't get lost, we should be okay for our window. Now I've just got to get used to the I was going to say in English, that would be wrong. Get used to the metric speed limits. So I don't have to do the conversions anymore. No, these trucks are usually limited to about 90. My experience so far on this map. So I have a basic idea of the imperial system. Much prefer to work in metric though, because that's what I'm used to. That's what most of the world uses. Through the tower. And then 100 cars. So what I've got set, I've got the truck speed limit set. So the truck speed limit out here is 80. coming up. Let's give them a wide berth. Not a lot of warning. But you got to be ready for that sort of thing. Probably drop again. We've got a roundabout coming up here, so we are going to have to slow up.
At the roundabout, take the second exit.
Thank you, Skynet.
Exit now.
So that's a really interesting intersection. You can go one way for Saudi Arabia, one way for Syria. Again, it just fascinates me. Now, in real life, how much luck you'd actually have crossing these borders and how long it would actually take in a truck would vary a lot. It is certainly very easy on this map, at least. Certainly does make it a lot easier for me now that I've changed the navigation into metric and it matches what's on the street signs. There's a plane up there in the sky. Broken down car. Oh, he's hit a checkpoint. Oh, he's hit that concrete. Whee. That's not good. Oh no, there's a traffic jam behind me. How come they get really good horns and I get crappy horns? He's certainly done a number on the front of that car, hasn't he? They get really good horns and I get crappy horns. That's my horn. That's rubbish. See, once upon a time you wouldn't have seen that. Skynet.
At the roundabout, take the second exit.
Oh, there's a road to the Syrian border that's closed.
Exit now.
There's another sign for the Syrian border. Times now. You can recognise when you're going to certain places. Oh, this place links with that place. Oh yeah, I know if I turn here, you know, I'll reach some, you know, the Syrian border or wherever. Whereas before, I had absolutely no idea how big, especially a place like Syria is, and how small Lebanon is, for instance. Now we're almost there. Just have to go around the corner. one thing that having to get rid of 11 hours worth of footage also meant that there was some really bad driving by me that I'm glad I deleted. There was another instance
Keep
where
left and then turn left.
I hit a truck from behind doing 40 k's, although I don't think I actually hit him. But they might not have wanted to show the impact. And I basically wrote the truck off. Had to get it towed and then had to get it repaired. Everything was damaged. The trailer was 100% damaged. The truck itself was 100% damaged. Alright, we're almost there.
Keep left and then turn left. Turn left.
Alright, straight ahead. They're expecting us.
It was a nice ride.
Thank you, Skynet. Well done. And on time! Proficiency bonus, long distance delivery bonus, 663 kilometres driven, 23 hours and 10 minutes, including one rest stop, 330 litres of fuel. Just cracked level 14. And I was actually on time for Middle Eastern delivery. How's that, eh? Anywho, I've been Simulator Dirk. You've been wonderful. We'll see you next time. Thanks for watching and bye-bye for now.